Pesach story, part 1.
Dear Gems, very soon is going to be Pesach. And on Pesach, we read the Haggadah, the whole story of Pesach from beginning to end. Right now, we are going to take you through the story of Pesach and show you what happened from when the Jewish people were building as slaves until they left Egypt. Many years ago, in the land of Egypt, there was a very big king. His name was Paro. And Paro loved Egypt. He had lots and lots of pyramids, but he needed slaves. Who was he going to take as his slaves? All the Jewish people. And first he would be nice to his slaves, and they would build lots of pyramids. But then he decided he's not going to pay them anymore. He's going to make them work hard. And if they didn't work hard, he was going to take his whip. He was going to get all the Egyptians to take their whips and whip them. And he would go around and looking to see. And then he would also knock their buildings down to make them rebuild it. Hey, miss! Work harder! Work harder!
Oh, sorry! I'm so sorry, I'm late!
You are late! You work harder! That's not okay! Build! Work harder! I don't like what you're doing! Oh God, you did do it faster!
I'm gonna build a tower!
And King Paro was not very nice. But then something happened. One of his servants, one of his astrologers, something that looks into the sky, told King Paro, King Paro, I have very bad news for you. There's going to be a little baby boy that's going to be born, and he's going to be Jewish. And he is going to take all your slaves out of Egypt. He's going to take them out of your land, and they won't be slaves anymore. So King Paro got nervous, and he said, but what do I do? Who's going to be my slaves? So the astrologer said, you need to make sure that nobody has Jewish baby boys. And if somebody has a baby boy, you're going to put them in the Nile River. That way, the baby boy will not be able to grow up. The Jewish people were so sad, and they were scared. But there was a little baby boy that was born, baby Moshe. Oh, he was so cute. Oh, Moshe. His mom Yocheved loved him so much. His sister Miriam loved him. He was so beautiful. They didn't want to put him in the Nile. But then it got time that he was too big, and he would cry a lot. So they had to put him in the river. They put Moshe in a basket. And they let him go in the Nile River. And he sailed. And his sister Miriam took a very close eye on him. She wanted to make sure that he was safe. And while Moshe was sailing in the water, while he was floating, King Paro's daughter, Batya, was walking along, having a walk, and she saw this little baby crying. And she looks, oh, how beautiful. She took her hand and she stretched it as far as she can to grab that baby. And she saw this gorgeous boy and she said, oh, baby, you look so hungry. You must be starving. But the baby wanted to drink milk from a Jewish mama. And so she found his mama who fed him. But then he got too big. And she said, this is going to be my boy. His name is Moshe. And she let him come to the palace. Moshe grew up in the king's palace. And when he was 3 years old, he was sitting on King Paro's lap. And he did something very silly. He took King Paro's crown off of his head and he put it on his own head. And King Paro said, oh, sweet little child, And his servant said, King Pharaoh, that's not funny. That's serious. That means that he wants to be the king. That means that he wants to take you over. That means that he wants to take all the Jewish people out of Egypt. So King Pharaoh said, no, he's just a kid. So they did a little experiment.
Part 2 coming soon.